Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. It's classics. ASMR, R, 18. And today we are going to do a requested video by Paula. Thank you for all your suggestions. Thank you. And thank you for your support on my Twitch streams. She requested a follow the instructions video. So I'm gonna do that mixed with like a little bit of like a cranial nerve exam. So let's begin. Hi, welcome into the Classics Clinic. Clinic. So, are you here for a cranial nerve exam? Perfect. Is this your first time being in this clinic before? It is. Well, welcome. I'm Dr. Classics. I'm actually going to be taking you in the other room to perform this cranial nerve exam. But before we get started, let's get your information on the database here, and then we can get started, okay? Perfect. Okay, so what is your name? It's a beautiful name. And last name? Thank you. And your date of birth? Perfect. And then can I please get your address? This is just for billing purposes. Okay. And lastly, I would like to just know why you're coming in today. Okay. It can be literally any reason. So the goal is that we're gonna try to fix that. Yes. So don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. Perfect. And then how did you hear about this clinic and service? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I can take you to the other room and we can get started with your cranial nerve exam. Let's go. So you can take a sit down right here. And it's okay if I touch you really quick. Just on your face. Just to relax you before we begin. Because I don't want you to be nervous because that can affect the results of this test. So I just want you to relax. As you can see, it's a very dark room because like I'm saying, we want you to be relaxed, okay? So this test is going to consist of testing your ability to smell, ability to feel sharp or dull objects on your face or on your body. We're gonna test your memory skills. Another test is a visual test that will be involving light triggers, okay? And then lastly, we're going to test your vision. That is everything for this test, so let's just hop right into it. The first test that we're gonna do is your sense of smell, okay? So this is just a normal candle, and I want you to smell this candle. What is your guess? Coconut? It is coconut, vanilla. So you were very close. Also throughout this process, I'm going to be just jotting down any data points that or information that I find from these results that can benefit you. So I'm just gonna write down a little bit. Okay, of information. Okay, on to the next candle. So here is the next candle. Any guesses? Any guesses? Yes, it's definitely a Christmassy smell. Yes, I totally agree. Cedar? I will give that to you. I feel like it's a little hard to get balsam in cedar. This next and final candle is going to be a little bit challenging, okay? I will give you a hint. It is something sweet, and you can have it at like a county fair or just like maybe like a concert or like a park. You didn't hear that from me. Yes, it was cotton candy. This is not a candle. This is a perfume. I'm going to spray this perfume 3 times, and I want you to tell me what this smells like, okay? Let me get a little bit closer to you. Okay, ready? 1. Let's go to the other ear. 2. And 1 more. Okay, and 3. Let me just move it around in the air. Just moving it in the air so that way you can smell it. You can smell it. You can smell it. You can smell it. So what is that smell? What is that smell? What do you prominently smell in that perfume? Correct. Vanilla. That was the official smell test. You did amazing with that. I don't think there was anything wrong with your smell. So we're gonna move on to the next part of the test. The next part is gonna involve this notepad. Let me flip over to a clean page. The clean page, as you can see, is clean. And I'm gonna write down some letters and you're gonna read them off to me. So let me just write down a few letters. I did add some numbers in this, okay? It's not just letters. And I want you to read this and tell me what you see, okay? Perfect. This line, what does this line say? Great. R-E-L. What does this line say? A-X-W-I. Okay, next line. It's a little bit smaller. T-H-M-E-A-S. Okay, and then that last line. This last line does have some numbers in there along with some letters. You can't read it? Try it one more time. This line. No problem. That is a-okay if you can't read that. It is quite tiny. I don't blame you. I'm just gonna write down some information from this test really quick. Nothing to be concerned about. If anything, I would suggest you possibly may need some glasses, and I can refer to you to a eye doctor, and we can get that set up after this. This next test is going to be a memory test. So I'm gonna put something in one of these spots, and then I'm gonna have you just do another test so that way you kind of forget about it, and then I'm gonna bring it back up and I'm gonna ask you where I put that object in one of these spots, okay? And so we'll just test your memory. I'm gonna grab this container right here. We're gonna put it in this container right here, this spot right here. Okay? If it fits there. Perfect. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna hold this up again in the same exact position, and then I just want you to tell me where we put that container at a later time. So I'll let you look at it one last time. Remember what this looks like and where we put the container. Now we're gonna do the sharp and dull test. Sharp and dull test. Test. So we've got this little stick. I'm gonna let you feel what it feels like, okay? Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. So that's the sharp stick, and then for the fluffy part, we are gonna use this ball, this little fluffy ball, and I'm gonna let you feel what it feels like right now on this side. So you feel the difference? Before I begin this test, I want you to just relax. And I want you to close your eyes, okay? Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close. Are your eyes closed? Let me get up close and just make sure they're closed. Let me make sure they're closed. Because the goal of this test is to be able to feel when it is sharp and when it is dull. So we don't want to allow any cheating. But I know you won't cheat. Let's begin. Sharp, perfect. Dull. Great. Dull. Sharp. Good. One more time, okay. Great. Cool, that's amazing. You're doing great. You are doing great. I'm gonna touch right on your nose. Yeah, let me do it one more time. Nope. Good try. But that was sharp. Let's do one more. Fluffy. Perfect. That concludes this test. So you can open your eyes. Now I'm gonna go on to the visual part of the test. So I just want to test your dilation with your eyes, and you're following instructions. We're gonna move you a little bit closer to me so that way I can really see and make sure your eyes are dilating. This is the different types of dilations. Obviously, if I were to shine light at you and you stayed this big, or this big, that is concerning. That may mean that you might have a concussion, okay? So we just want to test and make sure you don't. And then also, I'm just going to give you a series of instructions. And so you're just going to follow my instructions as I check your dilation, okay? Perfect. Don't be scared. Shine the light now. Can you look up at that fish right there? Dory. Can you keep an eye on Dory as I check your eyesight? Keep an eye on Dory. And now she has left the frame. Perfect. Okay, let's go on this side. Now, I want you to focus on my finger right here, okay? Just focus on it. I know it gets a little bit difficult because it's so bright. Just focus. There you go. Keep focusing. Perfect. Great. Just keep following the finger. Okay, you did great on that test. Great on that test. I'm going to bring back the test that we did earlier. So where did we put the object? Not there. Not here. One more guess. Perfect. Great. That concludes the cranial nerve exam. You did great. The only thing I would say is to look into is probably getting a prescription or a new prescription. If you do have glasses, I do think the vision was a little concerning. But other than that, I think you did amazing, and I'm glad you came in and checked out this clinic. I hope to see you again in the future, and thank you for coming in. And you just go out that way, and the door should be on your left to leave.